So yes, would you believe it? The UK government has actually helped my small business. Hello there guys, and welcome back to another video. For those who don't know, my name's Lewis and I run a car dealership in the area of Chesterfield, Derbyshire. I'm simply showing you guys my journey of what it's like running a used car sales business in the UK in the current climate. So today is a bank holiday Monday. So I hope everyone's having a fantastic day with their families. Hope you've all got something planned whilst I'm here sweating away trying to get some cars sold. Now I can't lie and say I haven't had a good bank holiday weekend because me and my partner, we went to go and see Neo and Akon in Manchester. I'll pop a little clip in of the condition that we was in come the end of the night. And that is why you do not let parents go out on a night out. It was like we was out on day release. But we had a great time and it let me reset just a little bit. Now, time to get back to work. Bank holiday Monday. What we got going on? Well, whilst I was away, I had 4 inquiries come through. One was on the red Audi A3. It's not on our pitch at the minute. It's currently at the garage being prepped. Bit of a story with that car. It looks like it needs a new timing chain kit. I've explained that to the customer and his plan is to come this Saturday. So that puts a little bit of pressure on us to get the car ready, but hopefully we can make that happen. The next inquiry that we've got is on the black Vauxhall Insignia, which I'll show you guys in a second. So this car's had a brand new timing chain. It's the 1.6 CDTI engine and they are notorious for change which sit at the back of the engine. So we've had that done. Massive cost saving for a customer. But when I spoke to him on the phone, he said that my car was 3rd in line. I explained to him, have the other 2 had the chains done? He said, no, I've spoke to the garages, they've not had them done. I said, why the hell would you want to go and buy another one when ours is here, brand new timing chain, fully prepped to the absolute max. We know exactly what we're looking at, but we can't win them all. So fingers crossed that customer uses a little bit of common sense and thinks, yeah, we've had a timing chain done worth £1,200 on a car which is 2895. So fingers crossed with that one. We then had an inquiry on a Citroen C4 Picasso. It's a blue one which we've just advertised. I've spoke to the customer. He's made me an offer of £2,000. The car's priced at £2,300, but we're fitting a new clutch and flywheel to it. So I think that is great value for money. So I'm going to stick to my guns on that one. I'm not going to drop the price. I'm going to stick with that because there's going to be someone that comes along and appreciates that car at £2,300 with a brand new clutch and also a brand new flywheel, which if you were to pay for that as a customer, well, you'd probably be looking at £1,500, I'm assuming. And then we've also had an inquiry on the 2015 Renault Capture. That's the one that we've had the wheels redone in gloss black. So what have I been doing over the past couple of days? Well, I have re-advertised every single car on this pitch, which I know sounds mental. People will be like, why have you done that? But sometimes when you're taking photos of cars, for example, you might not photo them in the best quality. You know, it's very easy to do, especially when you're rushing through cars on the volume of what I've been doing. Say we've had 15 cars turn up in one day, for example, you do find you start flying through them and you let a couple of things slip. So like maybe a stain on the seat and stuff like that. So that's why I washed all the cars on the pitch the other day to allow me to re-photo them. And it's defo worked because inquiries have started coming through. Now, have we got anything on for Bank Holiday Monday? Well, there's a customer that's supposed to be coming down on the Silver Mini Countryman. He inquired through Facebook. Fingers crossed he does, but if he doesn't, there's no issue because there's defo jobs that I need to get done here. We've had a few cars come back from the garage, which I'm excited about because they're nice examples of cars and I know that they're definitely good sellers. What I'm finding at the minute, if I'm being totally honest, a lot of my, what you call your nicer stock, your unique stock is sold and I'm left with the, what you call your day-to-day cars. So they're the ones that don't tend to sell straight away. So it'd be nice to get a couple of these vehicles on that are in your face, they look nice, and they represent good value for money, which I'll show you them in a second. So this is my first day in the new month of May. Obviously, we had an absolutely catastrophic month in April, really bad. Contemplate my whole life at one point. thinking that the whole business failed. I'm coming into May with a bit more of a fresh head, and I've had just a little lift what I needed, because the government, for once, has actually helped me as a small business.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Which I'll go through with yourselves later, and it has removed a massive, massive amount of stress. So I'll go through that with you later on. I'll show you the pitch, and I'll show you what exactly we've got going on. So first one is this Peugeot partner. Sold this car to an elderly gentleman who came and walked on the pitch. He needs it for his wife, for it being a wheelchair access vehicle. I did explain to him he's going to need to get a couple of bits done to allow the wheelchair access part to be usable again, as over time I think it's been converted and more been used for fishermen's and stuff, and I've not advertised this vehicle as a WAV conversion. But he's paid £3,000 for this. We had all the brake pipes done, as they was all corroded through and had no brake pedal pressure through it. So that's all been done and represents good value for money. It's a 2011, I think it's done 120,000 miles, got the 1.6 diesel engine in, and yeah, find another one at that sort of price. Vauxhall Astra, so this is the one that we forgot about. I mean, how do you forget about a car that you've purchased? That's when you know you've got a problem going on. But I've scanned this vehicle and it's coming up with correlation faults to do with the timing chain, which is unfortunate, but we know these are known for it, and I bought this car knowing that there was something wrong with it. So we're going to get my lads on it, get the chain done, obviously get a fresh MOT. It's in a deep, I think they call it midnight blue, I could be wrong. I thought it was black when we bought it, but when it's arrived, it's obviously not. It's an SRI edition, 2018. I think it's done 108,000 miles, and it represents great value for money. So I'm going to jump on that one in the week. This one here is one that's come back from the garage, ready to go. So it's had a fresh MOT, fresh service, fully prepped. It's got the 1.2 TSI engine in, 2015. Had a little bit of a problem with this one, guys. For those who remember in the last video, it had the front grille missing, which is now done. We've just re-tag and sealed a badge on in the centre, so just waiting for that to dry, and then we'll remove the masking tape. But that is great value for money, and I know it's not going to be here long. It's a facelift, it's in the right colour, it's a 5-door, it's got some nice little specs on it, it's got sat-nav, for example. So my valeters have got the keys for this, they'll pick it up later on, and then we'll get that one advertised. Now, with cars like this is what I call your unique cars. These are your sellers. These are the cars that when they're on the pitch, someone's walking on, you point them in that sort of direction. So this car, I've made 2 gaps on the front, as you can see, and that one's going to go on there. And then I've also got a Ford Fiesta, which I'll show you when it turns up. Now that one is definitely a good car, very popular, and I can't wait to get that one on the web. So fingers crossed, between this Seat Leon and the Ford Fiesta, we get a few inquiries coming through. Volvo S60, this one's now valeted. I've advertised it properly. Again, when I'm going back to rushing, getting cars on the web, this vehicle came in with a private reg. I think it said SAO4, something like that. Now, I advertised it with the private plate on, but then on the advert, it said the actual reg, what the car's got on it. And again, sometimes I do think, if you have a little bit of doubt as a customer when you're reading that, you're just going to move on from that car, and I think that is the case with this one. So I've had the number plates put on, which is ND65ZRF, had it re-cleaned, and I've took some proper nice photos of this car, and it's now on the web. And from that, I've had 2 inquiries, priced at 5235, bloody hell, giving that one away. I think that represents fantastic value for money. This Vauxhall Zafira is basically sold. So it's just come back from the garage, new time belt, new water pump, all that sort of fancy jazz. You know how we do it down here, we don't cheap out. Now, it's priced at $3,150, which the bloke's not arguing about. Unfortunately, just a complete accident, but there is a bolt, or a nut that was not missing, but very loose on the car, and I noticed it when it came back. So I didn't let him go on a test drive in it, just trying to keep the customers safe. We've had that sorted out today, so I've let him know, and he's coming this Thursday. So fingers crossed, that'll be another deal over the line. For those who have noticed, the grey Vauxhall Astra estate is now gone. That's gone to a new home. Customer came in, it was priced at 4,595, I think it was, and he threw me a cheeky offer and I accepted it. I had a nice margin across it. He's happy and I'm happy. And this one is the other one that we had the inquiry through. So inquiry came through motors.co.uk. Obviously, I've had the wheels done in gloss black. Yet on the photos that I had online, they was done in the diamond cut ones that I had, which were all badly corroded. Again, why I did that, not too sure, but I did. So I've redone the photos with the fresh wheels on, and that car's performing very well all of a sudden. So I'm literally answering my own questions. Sometimes the victim is actually not myself, the victim's the company from me. You know, I need to get switched back on again. You know, as a performer, you know, being in the motor trade, I've always performed to a very high level, whether that be working for somebody or running my own business like I've been doing. But I've let the ball slip, and I think it's because I'm letting too many opinions come through, and it's just took my eye off the ball. I need to go back to what I do best, solo, by myself, using my own brain, and we'll go back to normal. I know we will. This one, where do I start? Right, so this is a 2012 Vauxhall Mariva 1.4 non-turbo. Only got 37,000 miles on it. Super low miles. Why aren't it sold? Simply put, again, taking my eye off the ball. Too many cars, can't get through them in the right amount of time. When it came in, it had a rattle coming from the timing chain. I know it needed doing, I just could not seem to get to the car. That's why I've been filtering through all this stock, so I can jump on these cars, get them boxed off once for all. And this is another one I managed to get done. Brand new timing chain, brand new water pump, brand new thermostat, brand new rear tyres, fresh MOT, fresh service, ready to go. That's what I should have done right at the start. It's low miles, there's no reason why that wouldn't sell. I'm priced at 2,895 for a 37,000 mile vehicle. Great value for money. And already, just from advertising this car 10 minutes ago, it's only just arrived back on our site, I've had 4 inquiries through Facebook. And again, why wouldn't you? So I'm definitely learning some valuable lessons since getting these cars prepped before they go on sale. And that is something I've got to do going forward. But the only way I can keep that going is by keeping my stock a little bit lower, getting through the cars properly, and then getting them advertised. Less problems, less headaches, and fingers crossed, faster sales. So we have got a little job that we need to do today, which is the red Ford Fiesta that we sold. I noticed that the boot doesn't open, and I've had a couple of these before. Usually it's the boot switch. They're not a very good fit, and they seem to let water seep through, and I think it just fries the switch over time. So I'm gonna get the car out and I'll show you how to do it. So this Fiesta, like I say, the boot doesn't open. I noticed it when the customer came and purchased the car, and then very embarrassingly, I tried to show him inside the boot, and the switch has obviously failed from it being on the pitch. So in here, I've got a new boot switch, and hopefully that fixes the problem. I'll show you how to do it. It's a pretty easy job anyway. But anyway, let's get cracking on. I love cars, honestly. Of course, when I show you guys me changing the boot switch, the boot opens. I mean, what is the chances of that? But I'm still going to replace it because there's obviously something failing on it. It looks like someone's been here before. Why is the camera not focusing? But I'm going to replace this switch here, which I'll show you how to do. It does get caught on the number plate, so usually you have to remove them and then you can crack on from there. So with this, you do just have to get underneath it, and there should be a little push tab. I can't remember which side it's on, if I'm honest, but let's have a go. Right, so that is out, you can see, but it gets caught on the number plate, so I have a little bit of a fiddle around with that, and then I'll put the new one on. So I'm just going to remove one side of this number plate. The other bolt is quite badly rusted, so I don't fancy getting too involved with that at the minute. Right, so let's move that down like that. And that is one boot switch sensor removed. Now, you're going to need a little flathead. Let's get its focus. Going to need a little flathead just to remove that tab there. And then obviously we can put the new one on. But if you look, it has got a lot of dampness around it. And I think that's what happens. I could be wrong. Someone put a comment in if I'm wrong in what I'm saying, but I believe the water seeps in the switch over time. And that is the old one off. And look at the state of that. All that for a working switch in the end. Anyway, new switch from eBay, if I'm honest, but it'll do the job. So I just need to plug the wire back on, which should be easy. Right, so that is the switch now clipped in. I'm just going to put the boot down whilst it's all loose, make sure it still opens, and then we'll put it all back together. Okay, so let's put it down. Mechanic.
I'm your homie, Big Snoop D-O-double-G.
Right, so now that is all done, I'm just going to put this back together. Which, just do it in reverse, guys, and you won't go wrong. Let's get this number plate screw back on. Nearly lost me almighty screwdriver. And I'm just going to try it one more time, make sure it shuts. Let me take that out just in case it doesn't. Look at that. Well, it was working before, but what an anticlimax. But it wasn't working. New switch on. And now it's working every time. So happy days with that. So one happy customer. So if you ask me, that's a job well done. The Ford Fiesta boot is now opening every time. But anyway, I know that customers are going to be happy with that. I can show them obviously it's a brand new one. Just because it's working intermittently doesn't mean I should let it go out like that. I've seen it not working and so has the customer. So job done, and it's one thing off the old noggin. Now, I mentioned earlier in the video that the government has actually helped me out as a small business in the UK. Would you believe it? Now, how have they done that? Well, when I say I've had stress on, I mean I've had stress on. For those who have seen in the past couple of videos where I've basically been having a moan, obviously I've closed one of my businesses down fully. I don't just do it lightly, guys. I have had some really catastrophic stress going on with the business, for sure. Now, one of them things, when I moved onto this site in January 2025, I was told that the business rates here was free, that I would not pay anything. That wasn't by the landlord, by the way, so if anyone sees this and knows my landlord, this is nothing about him. I was informed that the business rates here were completely free. Naively, as a new business owner, I didn't realise that it was actually my job to notify the council that I was trading from this premises. I thought that would have been the landlord. Well, it turned out about 7 or 8 months in that it was my job to do that. So I rang the council, explained that we were trading from this site since January 2025, didn't think any more of it. Then the letters started coming through, and they started coming through thick and fast. It turned out I did have to pay business rates here, and it was quite a good chunk of money that they was wanting. So from there, obviously that caused a hell of a lot of stress. The letters that they send are quite, probably what you call intimidating, and nobody wants to owe money to the government. That is not a person or company that you want on your backside. And that is what was going on top of all the other financial pressure that I had going on as well. And it wasn't a little bit of money. Because I'd not obviously paid for 2025, they wanted the whole year of that one up front, plus then to set me up on a payment plan for this year coming. Now, I spoke to the previous owner who said that they were paying very little business rates. So I started to question this with the council. And if I can give you guys any advice, it is if you are paying business rates, question it. I did, and I'll show you what ended up happening in the end. So let me show you some of these bills that I had coming through. So these are the bills I had coming through. Obviously, I've covered some of my personal details. I had one at £2,425.62, 1,140, 3,473, 5,856. But if you look down below, guys, I also had these outstanding. 6,500, 3,500, 5,800, and there's not one on that one. Now, if that wouldn't cause you some great stress, then you're a lot harder than me, because honestly, I could not sleep at night. I was thinking, how the hell am I going to pay this amount of money? And I think they wanted £12,000 up front, I think it worked out. So I kept speaking to the manager at the council office. I kept saying, the person who was here before said that they didn't pay any council tax. Well, he said, well, that's not true. They was paying an amount. I says, right, okay. I says, how can it come up to that amount? I says, when you actually think about it, the front is an open site. Anyone can come on at any time. And I've got the tiniest of offices. Well, that's where my luck changed. Because the manager at the council that I'm under sent me an email confirming that I don't have to pay any business rates and that the bill will be wiped off in full. It took me 3 months to sort that out. Now, if that wouldn't cause you stress, I don't know what would. They wiped the bill off. In fact, I was £500 in credit from the payment that I made, which has covered the 2026 to 2027 period. But what a relief that is. Now, that is a game changer for me here, because I was generally thinking, how the hell can I survive here, trying to pay the bills that I'm paying, the warranty I've got going on, the handbacks I've had, plus now swat an extra bill of £17,000 or £18,000. You just can't physically do it. So maybe someone's looking down on me, maybe someone's trying to give me a little bit of luck, but that's definitely a lift that I needed for the month of May. That allows me to come into this month with a fresh head and definitely a fresh way of thinking. But that is where we're at so far for the month of May. We've done 3 car sales so far. We've got lots of inquiries going through. Fingers crossed some of these deals do land in the next few days. I will keep you updated. And we've just had one of the vehicles arrive from our valeters, so I'll show you that one in a second. So that's my valeters just off on the way in the Seat Leon. But this is the vehicle that I am very excited about. So let's spin it around. Check this one out. 62 plate, Ford Fiesta Zetec S. I know this car is going to be good news. I've actually got a good mate who owns one of these. Mine's better than yours. I know you're watching this video. It's got full history of it. It's just had a fresh MOT. It's had, I think, a coil spring and a couple of little bits on it. Look at that, right colour. And these are popular vehicles because obviously the STs are quite expensive on insurance and all that sort of stuff. These are a little bit cheaper, but they've still got enough poke and they've still got all like the body kit styling on it. So you've got the spoiler extension, for example. You've got the side skirt extensions. You've obviously got the Zetec S wheels there as well. On the inside, again, it's a nice place to be. Let's have a look at the miles. Don't know what's going on with my camera today, guys. My apologies. It's got 100,000 miles on it. But I think this car is going to be great news. I do apologise, guys. My camera keeps blurring. I'm not sure what's going on. I'll have a look into that. But I'm going to get this one photoed now, get this advertised, and I really can't see this one being here long at all.
1 hour later.
Right then, so today is Tuesday, the 5th of May, and we've had a great start to the day. The black Ford Focus we have just sold, and there's also a nice part exchange coming in, which is a 67 plate Vauxhall Astra 1.6 diesel. We do really well with them. It's a facelift version, a little bit mileagey, 120k, but we've give good money for it. So there's a nice margin, and fingers crossed, maybe it's the start of a good month. So for those who remember, there was a black Ford Focus parked here 2015, 1.6 TDCi, and that has just sold. So that's gone to a garage to be prepped, and like I said, there's a little part exchange coming from it. We've also got another part exchange which has come from the red Ford Fiesta, which has gone out, which was just over there. As you can see, that is now gone, but the part exchange is at the valet. But again, another great value for money vehicle coming in. Seat Leon is now on the web. That looks great, that. I can't see it being here long, especially being a 1.2 TSI. I imagine a young girl's going to have it. Personally, could be wrong, might be a lad, but I think it's going to be a girl on this occasion. And the Zetec S, that's now advertised and on the front row. So we're looking nice and full again. And we've sold 4 cars so far this month, and we're only on the 5th. So I'm happy with that. Defo a bit of a better start than what we had last month, that is for sure. There is a vehicle which we haven't made a decision on, which I'll just get onto now. This Fiat 500 simply needs too much work to retail, which is really unfortunate because it's a lovely colour. It's in like a pastel grey. But if I show you, got lacquer peel there. Also we've got the grille which is damaged. We've got scratches on the door there. Yes, I know it's only 1895, so you probably get away with that bit. There's also the door handle. It's just completely broke. I mean, I've got a spare one, so I suppose I could do that. But then you've got bumper unclipped, slight rust going around this arch, and also at the bottom of the sill. So just too much work. So I'm going to advertise this one. I've just took some photos of it. I'm going to put it up as a spares or repairs car, because I think someone will still snap it up. It's just not worth me putting the time into it. It only retails at 1800 quid. It's a lounge edition. It is a half good looking car. It's just a shame the condition that it's come in. 111,000 miles. It also needs a battery. I've had to jump start it, and there's a couple of warning lights as well. Just not worth me getting involved. So we're going to get that one up on Facebook, I think, spares or repairs, and see how we go. Right, this one we're going to address today and see what this fault code is. So I've got the almighty topped on here. I'm going to plug in and we'll see what fault codes come up. So it's not as bad as what I thought. Obviously I did say it'll either be coolant temperature or it'll be a timing chain issue, and this time it's the engine coolant temperature sensor. That's good news. It has got random / multiple cylinder misfire detected. Most likely some spark plugs, to be fair, so I'll get that ordered. And fingers crossed that'll make an half decent car then. So I need to get that wing mirror ordered on that side. Obviously give it a good old clean. And then that should make an half decent car. And also, I thought this had done 108,000 miles. It's not. It's only done 83k. So that's good value for money. So we'll get this one advertised. I'm just going to get these parts sorted now. And hopefully in the next video, I can show you that one being done. So that then, guys, is a wrap for today's video. I just want to thank everybody for your support. We're nearly at 500 subscribers. So whilst I got you, if you can, like, subscribe, share, all the rest of it, I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Take care.